Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. My name is Loretta Shen, and I'm going to be walking you through delivering stronger marketing ROI using the Datorama platform. Joining me today, we have Dan Scodolaro, Datorama expert and solutions engineer, as well as Amanda Nazar, senior lead digital marketing from Telstra. So to start today, I'm going to be setting the stage around the category of marketing intelligence and giving a little bit of background on Datorama. But first, I'd like to just thank everybody for being here and to address a little bit of news that you might have heard. Datorama was recently acquired by Salesforce just last year, and we're super excited to be a part of the Salesforce Ohana, joining many of you in this wonderful community. We see this as a great validation of the work that we've been doing in the market, our technology, and of course, and most importantly, the trust that our customers put in us. So again, thank you for being here, and we're very excited to scale our efforts with the community and with Salesforce as we move forward. So how do we see ourselves fitting into the Marketing Cloud and the Salesforce Customer Success Platform? Well, as some of you are probably well aware, the Marketing Cloud provides tools for marketers across email, social, mobile, the open web. It brings in data from walled gardens like Google and Facebook, and it also helps you bring in your consumer data through Sales Cloud and Commerce Cloud. So Datorama brings all of these data sources together into one platform and all of your other marketing technologies so that you have a single source of truth to optimize your data, run analytics, run reports, conduct cross-channel, cross-platform analytics, and really just, it opens up a new and easy way for marketers to understand their data and create a single source of truth. So let's look at this challenge visually. If you're a marketer, you're probably running different campaigns across different regions and trying to reach your consumers in different places and across different product lines. By definition, you're using a lot of different technologies to do this, and that can be a real operational challenge, bringing all of this data together that's so siloed into one place. Let's look at this from the consumer journey perspective. Here, you have all along your funnel, different technologies, your programmatic, your paid social, your organic channels, your owned content, your blogs, your website, even your CRM data. All along the funnel, you're engaging different technologies to try to understand where to reach the consumer at the right time. So in effect, marketers are separated from their silos of data, and it's hard to answer such fundamental questions like, where should I spend my next dollar? How am I tracking against my overall marketing budget? And where should I optimize my campaigns? And this is a well-documented problem. If you read any of the analyst reports like Gartner or Forrester, it's a common problem that marketers see over and over again. And trying to solve these problems with traditional BI just doesn't cut it. And that's why that's where the power of Datorama comes in and the category of marketing intelligence comes in, really having that marketing expertise view into your data. So Datorama helps you connect and unify all of your data into one platform with no clicks, all clicks and no code. It puts the control of your data back into the hands of the marketers so that you're not grappling with any outdated technologies to try to understand what your data is telling you. It helps you visualize your data through reports, analytics reports, dashboards, and AI-powered insights to show you where your next step should be. And it helps you report in real time to create a marketing system of record so that everybody in your organization is working off the same page of data. And I can't stress that enough. When you have everyone in your organization looking at the same set of data, you can really trust that you can make those data-driven decisions moving forward. And finally, when you have all your data in the right place, you can collaborate and act with your teams, connect into other platforms, all from Datorama, and make those data-driven actions to help efficiently run your campaigns. So to sum this up, what makes Datorama unique is the single platform, the single source of truth to connect and unify all of your data. We've also are laser focused on AI. We try to bake AI into everything we do, whether that's through automated dashboards or AI insights, like I mentioned, but we try to make marketers' lives easier by automating all the mundane processes that you deal with on a day-to-day basis. And finally, we're built for marketers by marketers. So our customer base is all marketers. We live and breathe marketers, and we take all the insights that you have. We take the insights you have on a specific data source, we take your feedback on a specific API, and we bring it all back into our system so that all of our customers can enjoy it. So Datorama is very proud to be marketer-focused, and we build solutions for marketers. So these are the types of results that we can typically see for our customers. First, we typically see customers being able to put about 25% of their budgets back to use through cutting out wasted spend. And it sounds simple, but when you have a good sense of how you're tracking towards your budget, you can then optimize in real time to make sure that you're not going over and that you're making sure you're staying within all the constraints that you need to. You also start to cut out things like ad fraud and non-viewable ads, and you can really put together a well-rounded data set to understand where you should be spending your next dollar. Then we see, especially for marketing analyst teams, that you can take 80% of your time back on manual data wrangling, logging into different platforms, aggregating Excel spreadsheets, putting it all into one system of record, one automated platform, and getting back all that time spent on manual data wrangling. And finally, when you have all of your data in one place and you have transparent data and you're able to run more efficient analytics on top of that, you can start to prove the value of marketing to your organization and really be part of that growth mandate that we're seeing for marketers today. So putting this into perspective, let's look at a real life use case. Ticketmaster runs campaigns for every single event that they run through an in-house agency they call Blue Digital. And what they do is that they work with promoters, artists, venues, and teams to run real-time campaigns to support their ticket sales. But because of this, they're essentially working on short timelines with a highly perishable product. You can't sell your tickets after the event is over. So what Datorama brought to them was, one, transparency across over 300 data sources to bring everything together, including their valuable first-party data and platform data that they use to personalize all their experiences for their customers. Two, speed to run more campaigns. Again, they have these high-velocity marketing challenges, and so they were actually able to double their campaign volume from 1,000 to over 2,000 campaigns run a month. And finally, growth. With this doubling in campaigns, they were able to actually prove 30% revenue increase thanks to implementing Datorama and, again, automating all these processes and building that single source of truth for their analytics. So it doesn't just stop with Ticketmaster. We're proud to say that Datorama has become the industry standard for marketers around the world. We've got over 3,000 amazing brands that work with us. We're in all the major agency holding groups, and we're really dedicated to bringing marketing analytics to all of you. So now that you've got a good sense of the challenges that we solve, I'd love to bring Dan up here to show you a little bit of behind the scenes of Datorama. Dan.
Great. Thank you very much, Loretta, and thank you everyone for coming today. So we want to start out with a Datorama dashboard, and it's going for a fairly high-level view. It's the type of view that a CMO or marketing director will be looking towards. And we start with our key objectives. So awareness, engagement, and our main KPIs. What about spend? Now, when we talk about spend is actually a lot harder than it might sound. Spend might be your advertising spend, so Google Ads and Bing. Maybe we need to combine some media agency fees. What about our PR and events? We actually have to tie together dozens of different data sources, maybe some currency conversion, maybe some extra calculations on top of that, just to find out what are we spending and how are we tracking against our budget. We move on to figures like engagement. Well, this is going to be different for everyone and every customer. Maybe we're looking at website traffic, so reported out of a system like Google Analytics. Maybe we care very heavily about social, so looking at what our Facebook followers and retweets type of metrics are. And then finally, when we look at conversions, well, a conversion is not just they came to our website for every business. For many businesses, that's going to mean an in-store transaction. Maybe it's a change of a lead status in CRM. So these metrics, these little goals here, they look simple. But under the hood, we're tying together dozens and dozens of different data points. And to be able to do that at scale and in a timely manner is really important. And it's essential today for marketers to be able to drive marketing performance forward. Now, once we've got all of that information together in a single source of truth, we can dive a bit deeper. So we can see here, for example, the correlation. How does our paid media spend correlate with our website traffic? If we talk about top spend by campaigns, we're not just talking about a single channel campaign running on Facebook. We're talking about the sophisticated cross-channel campaigns that marketers today are running. We can go into a bit more depth then with those channel-specific views. For the social manager, paid media managers and so forth, providing them with the bespoke metrics and specific measures that they need to drive optimization and drive performance forward. And then finally, we can go all the way down to the individual pieces of content and creative, find out what's working, what isn't, what's engaging and resonating with our audiences. Now, different stakeholders throughout the business are going to be using this information all in different ways, but what's great and what's really wonderful with Datorama is that now everyone in the business is talking from a single source of truth. They're not comparing conflicting numbers against one another, debating whose math and whose metrics are best. Everyone is talking from that single source of truth and actually able to derive real business value and drive insight. And on the topic of insight, we have Genius. Now, Genius is one of the many applications of artificial intelligence and machine learning in our platform. And really what it's meant to do is give analysts that first point of investigation with all of this data that's coming in, where do I look first? So we can see an example here. The Built to Last creative on Instagram is performing particularly well. It's got a much higher engagement rate than usual. And a few more examples on that. We've got a campaign, winter outdoor sales. It's a slightly better conversion rate on social. But then we've also got this creative for downhill skiing. It has a very poor conversion rate. It's performing quite badly. Now, all of this analysis and insight, obviously you can do in Excel. You can download all the files. But it takes far too long. And it's so at risk of generating errors. With Datorama, all of this data is being constantly updated. So whether it's every hour or every day, we're receiving the latest results, and you're actually able to see those different campaign optimizations. Did they have an impact? Did they actually improve performance and drive business value? So we can see here, with the optimizations we've made, the winter outdoor sales is now performing great. Green is good, we're on track to drive success. Unfortunately though, this creative is performing pretty poorly. Now, I'm sure you can picture, it's Friday, end of the week, everyone's gone out for the weekend, but if this creative is performing poorly and it's running Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, it might be midday Monday until someone realizes that there's an actual problem here, and in the meantime, we've wasted thousands and thousands of dollars on Facebook advertising. With Datorama, we can set goals and alerts such that if KPIs like this are missed, well, Datorama can actually go into Facebook and actually pause that campaign on your behalf, making sure that all of that spend on Facebook is not wasted and that you're actually able to use your budget to its most effectiveness. Now, going back to those different cross-channel views, obviously we have different dashboards for each of the different product lines. If we care about email performance, we're going to be looking at sends and opens and click-through rates for multiple campaigns. What's the type of engagement funnel in terms of sends to opens and unsubscribes, and what are the recent email subjects that are going out. But for me, a lot of the value comes from when we're able to combine data from Salesforce Marketing Cloud alongside all of the external data sets that marketers have to use day in and day out. So we've got an example here of a dashboard around Salesforce DMP. Now, by no means is this replacing DMP reporting. For tactical DMP reporting, you go into Salesforce DMP. But what we're trying to do here is connect DMP with business outcomes. And to do so, that requires looking at the different ad servers like Google Campaign Manager, DSPs, maybe the trade desk, and viewability partners like Integral Ad Science that are all working in conjunction with DMP to allow you to engage with audiences more effectively. So we can see here some main KPIs, conversions, spend, and sales. All around, what's our return on ad spend? For each dollar invested in advertising, what do we as a business get back from that? So we can see we've got a target of $3 and we're currently at $2.86. We're not meeting our target. How can we improve that and how can we optimize? So we can see, for example, some different audiences running on DMP, and we've got the medium to high household income segment is performing quite poorly. A return on ad spend of $1.52, we need to take action. Now, if we drill into that, what we can see is that for a variety of different campaigns and placements, it's actually underperforming. What that means is we need to jump into Google Marketing Platform or whatever DSPs we're using to optimize the execution of those campaigns. But we need to be able to view all of that information in one place to actually uncover those issues and drive forward. Now, dashboards are all well and good. I'm sure we've all seen them before. visualization is really just the tip of the iceberg. And I think what makes Datorama really unique is that it's an end-to-end solution. So to start with, we can see this enormous API library. So all of the major tools that marketers are going to be using every day, whether it's Facebook, Google, Integral, HubSpot, all of these different tools that people are using, we need to be able to connect to those easily and effortlessly because, to be honest, no one has the free resources to keep up to date with Facebook's constant API changes, to add new marketing vendors as they come onto the market. It's a nightmare. So let's jump into Google Analytics as an example. To connect to Google Analytics, you just need to add your credentials. Google pop-up will come through. You select the relevant website, click Save, and really that's it. That is the process to connect to Google Analytics. It's much the same for Marketing Cloud, for Facebook, for Google Campaign Manager, all of these different tools. Now it's in the hands of the marketing team to actually own this process, and they're not being constrained by BI teams who obviously have a lot on their plate, lots of resources, lots of projects that they have to manage. This needs to be something that marketers today are able to drive forward themselves. Now, APIs are great, but we all have data sources that live outside of that. Maybe it's an Excel spreadsheet sitting on someone's computer. Maybe it's an FTP server somewhere. So with Datorama, the philosophy when we started out was no matter how many developers we have, we're never going to be able to build every single API connector that's out there. So we needed a really robust mechanism to connect to everything else, to be able to take all the different flat file formats, and really if there's any way to automate that data, so from an SQL database, from a Google spreadsheet, maybe it's an email attachment that's being sent out. All of those different mechanisms, how do we work with it and connect all of this data together? So we'll grab an example here with Total Connect, and Total Connect really is our answer to all of this, where I can just take a sample file. So I've got some campaign data loaded into the platform. And I mentioned earlier that Genius is just one of the different ways that we use machine learning in the platform. We also use it for ETL purposes, to make that extract, transform, and load process that much easier. And what Datorama is doing is analyzing that file and recognizing how should we handle that? How should we process the data in there? So if we just click Next. What Datorama is doing here is understanding how does the data that we've provided it match to our data model. And I mentioned the API library. I think one of the other key differentiators is that Datorama focuses on marketing. And as such, we have a data model pre-built for marketing use cases, meaning that that file that we uploaded with campaigns and placements, impressions and clicks, is automatically and seamlessly fused to our data model, meaning that we don't have to worry about entity relationships, SQL tables, none of that. So we can click Save and move on. And really that's the process. And to show that just a bit more visually, this is a visualization of our data model. And you can see on the left-hand side all of these different data sources that we're using. Facebook ads, Google, we've got an internal ERP platform we're pulling from. All of these different data sources feeding in to the Datorama data model. So if we take an example with campaign, we can see that campaign is coming from many different places. Okay? It's coming from Twitter, it's coming from YouTube. If we drill in a bit further onto the campaign name, we can actually see the individual fields, the different columns in each of those data sets that are being unified and harmonized in Datorama. And because we're able to handle all of this as a single solution in one place, it means that marketers are able to spend their time not in Excel, but focusing on actually improving performance and executing on those marketing campaigns. So thank you very much for your patience there. I'll now pass it back to Loretta to take things home.
Thank you so much, Dan. So now that you've gotten a behind-the-scenes look at Datorama and a little bit of the magic behind the scenes, I'd love to bring it all to life by inviting Amanda Lazar, Senior Lead Digital Marketing at Telstra, to join me on stage and talk a little bit more about her own marketing intelligence journey. So please welcome Amanda.
Thanks, Loretta.
So, Amanda, to start, can you share a little more about Telstra, your own marketing intelligence journey, as well as how data plays a role in your day-to-day?
Sure. So I've worked in digital marketing for about 8 years now. And at Telstra, I look after our digital marketing technology and always-on strategy. Telstra itself is Australia's largest telecommunications provider, with services spanning small businesses, everyday consumers, all the way up to enterprises as well. At Telstra, we're on a large transformation where we're trying to achieve 4 key things this year. We're trying to simplify our products, improve customer experience, reduce our cost structures, and digitize our platforms. And what that means for us is that we need to use our first-party data in order to understand our customers and talk to them about what they need. In digital marketing in particular at Telstra, we buy 90% of our media programmatically. And that essentially means that we're incredibly data-driven in all our digital marketing buying. I guess as a telco, we're data-centric in everything we do.
You're speaking our language here, Amanda, and especially with regard to data-driven marketing decisions. So let's dive deeper into the marketing side of things. What would you say are your marketing challenges, and what brought Datorama and Telstra together in the first place?
Yeah, so we moved over to Datorama about 4 years ago. And it's been a journey together to unify our digital marketing reports and enable our marketers to make data-driven decisions in everything that we do. We face the same challenges as many other marketers out there, where there is so much disparate data, it's hard to have one singular source of truth to refer to when making business decisions. If I think about all the reports we've got out there, we've got Facebook, Google, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, we've got our Adobe Omniture reports. There is just a mass amount of data out there. We recognized really early on that pulling all that data together into one singular view was going to be integral to our success, and Datorama really helped us achieve that.
Well, we really feel lucky to have kind of a first row seat to this marketing intelligence journey you're on.
Yeah.
Looking back at the last 4 years together, how have you seen the marketing landscape change and marketing challenges evolve, and has Datorama adapted?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, and it's a funny one. So, unfortunately, the challenge hasn't really changed. The marketing ecosystem is just growing exponentially every single year. So every time I turn around, I seem to see that there's more solutions, more technology providers, more platforms out there with even more data available for us. And that means that there's more data available than ever before and more disparate data available than ever before. Essentially, our challenge as marketers hasn't changed, it's just grown. What we've found incredible is that the integrations that Dan just went through with the custom APIs and or the native APIs that you've got available with Datorama have been the backbone to our success. Without those integrations, we wouldn't be able to pull in those new data sources, that new disparate data, seamlessly into our reports.
Yeah, I mean, it's really crucial to have that marketing system of record. And again, we've seen firsthand how you guys are on this journey to personalize all your customer experiences. So
yeah,
that's been great to see. So looking at more recent successes, what are you most proud of in 2018?
Okay, so Loretta, I love talking about my success. And our success together. But we've kind of achieved 3 key things over the last year, and then we've started dabbling into something really cool. So the first one is that we relaunched our digital attribution model. And that's really exciting because we have a new way to measure what the success of our digital marketing activity is. But what was really key is that we were able to seamlessly update our existing Datorama reports with the new metric from our digital attribution provider really seamlessly. So it was a fantastic experience, and we didn't have our internal stakeholders worried about the reports that they were receiving on a weekly basis. The second item is that we've started to bring more and more of our digital media and digital marketing channel reports into Datorama. So for example, even though paid search sits in a completely separate department to marketing at Telstra, it's really easy for us to bring the data into Datorama in order for us to have that holistic view of our total media spend so that we can make smarter decisions about where we optimize and when we give money out to different channels. It's incredibly easy to have one instance of Datorama for the whole of Telstra and then separate workspaces for individual teams working off the same core data. The third item, which is my favorite, is that we relaunched the audience strategy for our digital always-on marketing activity. It was really key working side by side with Datorama. So even though Datorama doesn't do the execution for us of the marketing strategy, by having them understand the strategy with us as we build it, that meant that our reports reflected what the strategy was, and we were able to optimize in real time. So with Datorama, the reports were able to break down insights by audience, media, targeting strategy, and creative, which is really phenomenal. Finally, because we've got our data reporting into a really good place within digital marketing at Telstra, we've started dabbling in some machine learning to see how we can amplify our digital marketing efforts.
Yeah, that's amazing, Amanda. And again, like I said, we learn so much from our customers, so it's been amazing to see the journey you guys are on. As you continue this digital evolution, what do you see as the main goals and main challenges that you see in 2019?
Yeah, so we're really, really excited in 2019 that we're going to embark on a personalization journey. So at Telstra, we're looking to move from our current data-driven approach to marketing through to a customer-centric approach to marketing. And what that means for us is having an omni-channel view of all our marketing for both above the line and below the line. We're really, really excited in 2019 that we'll be operationalizing the Salesforce Marketing Cloud platform in totality. What that means for marketing in particular is that we'll be able to have that singular view of our customers across one ecosystem of products. Might give it 1 second. And really what that means for marketing as next steps is that we're starting to build out those customer journeys, but not just across your traditional one-to-one channels, it's also across your addressable digital channels as well.
Again, speaking our language perfectly and knowing, personalizing, and engaging with your customers. So I think that about takes us to time, and I can't think of a better way to end our presentation with Amanda. We will be around after this presentation, Dan and I, to answer any questions that you have. Again, my name is Loretta. Look out for anyone wearing those cool Datorama polos as well. Don't miss Telstra in the upcoming 10 o'clock keynote, Trailblazer keynote, as well as our CMO, Leah Pope, who will be giving a more broad look at how Datorama fits within the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So thank you all for coming, and please hang out and let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.